Hey, how you doing? This is Tom McGivern with the Not Just Real Estate podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm a licensed real estate broker associate with Douglas Elliman, and I figured today I would go over what's going on in the market on Long Island here, the housing market. So a few weeks ago I did this, and it was some interesting stuff. I went over kind of what you could buy with certain in certain price points. This week I kind of everything's pretty much the same, but there's a few things I wanted to highlight. So I'm not going to go over how many waterfront properties or stuff like that. But I went over the price ranges and just basically going to go through them. If you're looking right now, this video is for more of an overall view of what's going on in Suffolk County. So if you're like in Nassau and you happen upon this podcast, or a friend of yours sends it to you, I can definitely service the Nassau and Queens areas. I just am in Suffolk, so I'm focusing there. But and these again are just general data points just to keep an eye on. I did one housing view so last week or 2 weeks ago. I think it was March 28th. So you can refer to that one, but I'm going to have those numbers here. So I basically broke the real estate housing market in Suffolk County down into these categories. So the first one was houses under 300,000. So for a house that's under 300, you're basically looking at 2 weeks ago there was 980 of those houses. This week there's 925. All right, so that's a decrease in inventory in that price range. Under 300, there's actually less houses than there were just a few weeks ago. Now, from 300 to 500, right? 2 weeks ago in that price range, again, 300 to 500, we were looking at 1,935 houses. Today, as of today, today's April 15th, tax day. You're looking at 1,984 houses that are available in that price range. 500 to 750. 2 weeks ago, there was 1,134 houses for sale in that price point. Now, 1,207. So that's interesting, right? Almost 100 more houses in that price point. Now check this out: 750 to $1 million. 2 weeks ago, there was 554. This week, today, as of April 15th, 2018, there's 596. So that's another increase. And then over $1 million, over $1 million. 2 weeks ago, 949. Today, the 15th, 970. So the higher end, right, between 500 and over $1 million. If you're over 500,000, all those price categories from 500 to 750, 750 to $1 million, and over $1 million, there were all increases. They're marginal, right? Not that much more, but there's still more. I recently showed a client a house. He was looking at a property on the North Shore or waterfront, and we were blown away about how many houses there were for sale in the 1 to 3. It was like 1 to 4 million range. It was staggering, actually, all along the North Shore. I was like shocked. So there's definitely a weight. The higher end is weighted down with some inventory right now. It's something I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. The REOs, real estate owned. Those are the REO. It's like Oreo, REO. They are, that stands for basically bank owned, right? Real estate owned. These are properties that are owned by banks. So 2 weeks ago, there was 300 houses in Suffolk County. Today, 292. So pretty much a negligible difference. And then short sales, there were 384. And now there's 358. So both of those categories, distressed sales went down. And now this one blew me away because this is under 10,000 taxes, right? So 2 weeks ago, out of all houses in Suffolk County, there were 2,554 houses that you could look at under 10 grand. Today, 2,197. So less than, about 2,200, less than 2,200. That's a significant drop in that category. So almost 10%. It's more than 10%. And the inventory, now this is on the flip side, right? Total inventory 2 weeks ago in Suffolk County was 5,552. As of today, it's 5,653 houses. So inventory actually went up, and the amount of houses that are up for sale under 10 grand dropped like a rock, more than 10%. So that stuff's interesting to me only because you see the higher end, right? The higher end is going up, and then so as more higher end houses, right, the higher priced homes are for sale, right? They have higher taxes. So now we've shed some more at the lower end, that $300,000 range. Yeah, they generally have lower prices on the taxes. So some interesting stuff to kind of look at. If you have any questions about this, feel free to send me a text, 631-831-9048. I usually respond right away or quickly. You can also call me. And then I'll put some of these stats on my blog. That's tommcgivern.com. So underneath this podcast on my website, I'll have these actual stats. And I might even put them on the YouTube because this goes to YouTube as well. Anyways, right now, one of the things too, like if I looked up open houses, let me look them up while I'm on here in Suffolk County. So as of today, I just want to look and see how many open houses there are. So today there's 640 open houses in Suffolk County, and I'm chuckling because I know how these open houses go, because I conduct them as well, just like a lot of the brokers and agents. Crazy amounts of people come to the open houses. I mean, it's like really, really crazy. So if you're in the market to buy, open house hunting is probably your least effective way of actually getting a house. That's super important to know. And if you're not working with an agent, you'd like to work with an agent, give me a call, because I will show you how we will find you a house, and I can guarantee you going to open houses is definitely not one of them. Now, there's a lot of open houses where the house lists and they're not doing any showings until the open house. Now, that's a little different. You got to roll with the punches there, and people do that for two reasons. One, real estate agents do it to ratchet up the urgency of people to buy. I think it's counterproductive. That's just my opinion. The second reason is the homeowners just don't want to be bothered with too many showings, I guess, and I can definitely empathize with homeowners in this market, in any market really. It's it can be laborious and time consuming, but I still, for some reason, I just don't like that strategy, and even though it's helpful to the homeowner to just let a whole bunch of people in, they're out of control. And if you are a homeowner, just word to the wise, if your real estate agent is pitching that idea to you, which is a fine, it's okay, people do it. Request that they have at least 2 or 3 agents that work with working the open house with them, because it's crazy. We have at least 2 at our first initial open houses, and I don't do the whole wait until the open house to show it. So in any event, my name's Tom McGivern. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to answering any questions. Thanks.